Hey everyone, welcome to Simplilearn's YouTube channel. In this tutorial, we will learn about AI agents. Before that, let's take a quick look at what exactly they are. As AI continues to evolve, there are no longer just chatbots responding to your commands. It's about intelligent systems that can understand objectives, make decisions, and take actions. AI agents are autonomous systems that perceive their environment, process information, and take actions to achieve specific goals. They use machine learning, natural language processing, and reasoning techniques to make decisions. AI agents can be responding to stimuli. They are widely used in virtual assistants, automation, and decision making systems. Advanced AI agents like conversational AI and autonomous agents can adapt and learn from interactions. That said, if these are the type of videos you'd like to watch, then hit that like and subscribe buttons and the bell icon to get notified. Also, for your information, if you want to upskill yourself, master generative AI and artificial intelligence skills and land your dream job or grow in your career, then you must explore Simplilearn's cohort of various generative AI courses and certifications. Simplilearn offers various certification programs in collaboration with some of the world's leading universities like Purdue, IIT Kanpur, Guwahati, and many more. Through our courses, you will gain knowledge and work-ready expertise in skills like advanced Python, machine learning, generative AI, and over a dozen others. That's not all. You also get the opportunity to work on multiple projects, learn from industry experts working in top tier data and product companies, and also academics from top universities. After completing these courses, thousands of learners have transitioned into an AI and machine learning role as a fresher or moved on to a higher paying job and profile. If you are passionate about making your career in this field, then make sure to check out the link in the pinned comment and description box below to find a generative AI program that fits your experience and areas of interest. Now, without further delay, let's get started. Firstly, let's have a brief discussion about the agenda for today's session. So, these are the following points that we will be discussing in the AI tutorial for beginners. Firstly, we will get started by understanding what exactly is an AI agent. Next, we will learn the critical differences between AI agents and large language models. Followed by that, we will understand how exactly an AI agent works. Then, we will have a brief overview on the future and risks of AI agents. Followed by that, we will have some final thoughts on AI agents, and then we will switch to a live hands-on demonstration on how to build AI agents. I hope I made myself clear with the agenda. Now, let's get started. Firstly, what exactly is an AI agent? So, at its core, an AI agent is a software program designed to perform tasks autonomously. Unlike traditional software that strictly follows predefined rules, AI agents can make decisions based on understanding, interaction, and real time data. They leverage cutting edge AI models like GPT, Claude, Gemini to analyze, process, and execute tasks dynamically. Think of it as a digital assistant that doesn't just follow rigid instructions. Like, try saying, check if Tony is available on Friday and book a meeting. This is a usual approach, right? Instead of following a routine approach where you try to say to your digital assistant this way, check if Tony is available on Friday and book a meeting. This is a routine approach where you say to your digital assistant to check the availability of Tony and book a meeting, which is quite straightforward and simple to understand. But in case if you take it to a much complex version, but if you just change a couple of terms and make it a little more complex, like try saying, schedule a meeting with Tony at the earliest convenient time in the next month, right? It might seem a little similar to the previous one, but here the AI agent will have to follow some steps. Like this one, check the calendar for available slots. The AI agent will log into the recipient's account, which is Tony's account, and checks if there are available slots for the meeting. Then it will determine the ideal time. Followed by that, it will send out invitation, which happens all autonomously. In the previous case, directly the digital assistant will check for a Friday in the calendar and books a meeting for the time that you have provided, regardless if Tony's availability is there or not. This is the difference between a digital assistant and an AI agent. Now, let's move ahead into the next topic of today's session, which is about how are AI agents different from LLMs. While AI agents use large language models like GPT-4, they go beyond simple text generation. Here are the key differences. LLMs generate responses based on trained data but do not actively interact with the real world. Whereas, on the other hand, AI agents can access external data, plan tasks, and execute actions, all in real time. This is one of the critical differences between LLMs and AI agents. Now, for example, if you ask LLM about a sports match that happened yesterday, it may not have an updated knowledge. While on the other hand, AI agents can fetch live data from the web, databases, or APIs to provide an accurate answer. This is how they behave and perform. Also, there is something called hallucinations. You might be wondering if this term is related to humans. Yes, it is related to humans, but for a change, LLMs can also hallucinate. For example, if you ask unrealistic question, let's say there are different types of apples, Fuji, Macintosh, Black Oxford, right? If I write, tell me about watermelon apple or orange mango, which are unrealistic or in a way different fruits, chances are there where an LLM can give you some false or unrealistic information that may sound believable. This is termed as hallucination. And of course, recent LLMs have a scale to measure their hallucinations as well. Now, let's shift to the next point of today's discussion, which is about how do AI agents work. Now, AI agents function as sophisticated problem solvers with four essential capabilities. They start with planning, then interacting with tools, then memory and knowledge access, and lastly, executing the actions. Now, let's go through each one of these steps in a detailed way. Firstly, planning. AI agents begin with a goal, whether it's researching market trends or drafting an email, they break the goal into actionable steps, following a chain of thought process to optimize the execution. This removes the need for predefined human triggers. The next stage is interacting with the tools. Unlike basic AI models, AI agents can interact with tools, browse the internet, query databases, and use APIs. This extends their capabilities beyond static knowledge. Now, the third one is about memory and knowledge access. AI agents can retrieve and store information using techniques like RAG, or also known as the retrieval augmented generation. This allows them to integrate company specific data, market research, or customer support queries to generate up to date responses. Now, the last and important step, execution of actions. Beyond just processing information, AI agents can take actions, writing reports, managing applications, or even communicating with other AI agents. This makes them powerful automation tools capable of independently handling complex workflows. Now, let's move to the next part, which is about the future and risks of using AI agents. AI agents represent a new era in automation and efficiency. However, their autonomous nature comes with risks. Without proper safeguards, an AI agent could misinterpret objectives. For example, if instructed to achieve world peace, an unregulated AI might arrive at extreme solutions. Ensuring human oversight, ethical programming, and responsible deployment will be crucial to leveraging AI agents safely and efficiently. Now let's go through the next point where we will have some final thoughts before getting started with the live demonstration. So, coming to the final thoughts, AI agents are redefining how we work and interact with technology. With their ability to plan, interact with tools, store knowledge, and execute tasks, they are far more advanced than traditional LLMs. Now that we have discussed the theory part of today's session, let's move ahead to the next part where we will have some hands-on demonstration on how to build AI agents. So today we will be building an AI agent that can help you browse through your internet. Now we will be using browser use because of its highest accuracy based upon its competitors. So it has about 89% compared to other competitors, right? So there are three different plans, open source, pro, and enterprise. So for now, we will be going with the open source version, which is readily available on GitHub. So here you'll have the complete repository. So this is the browser use. Here we have an official page of browser use where we have the connection to Quick Start and all the steps are arranged in learning order. You can just follow the steps and get ready with the environment for building your AI agent. So we have opened up the command prompt. First, we need to check Python if it is available or not. So it's one of the prerequisites. So Python version we have about 3.9. So according to the prerequisites, we need to have anything above 3.10. Not a problem. Let's download Python. So here, just go to Windows. I'm working on Windows 3.13. It should take a couple of moments, and the Playwright is also one of the prerequisites, and UV is also one of the prerequisites. It's a Python package which helps us to create a virtual environment. So if you just follow these steps, you can also create a virtual environment for yourself to run your AI agents. Everything is just follow the steps, right? Let's have a quick look on where exactly we are on the Python installation part. There you go. Python has been successfully downloaded. You just have to run the execution file. And make sure you click on that add python.exe to path so that you don't have to manually create the environment variable for that. It'll automatically create. And everything is as simple as that. Just set up, follow the default methods of setting up Python in your local Windows operating system, and it should be done. Just give it some time. There you go. We are shortly closing the first step, which is adding Python to your Windows operating system with the latest version. There you go. The installation was successful. Now, let's start command prompt and check if we have successfully updated Python version or not. Simple, the same command, python -- version. Enter. There you go. So we have 3.13. Now, rest of the part will happen on the command prompt. So let's expand it and also have the page open for browser use so that we can proceed with steps and install everything. So we'll go to the GitHub page. So before going to the GitHub page, let's go to the official web page where we need to follow some steps to prepare the environment first. So here we have a command to set up an environment for UV. Okay, UV is not internal. So let's try to go through Stack Overflow to resolve this issue. I think we might have to install UV first, or let's give it another try. Let's run the same command. Okay, the same issue. So I think we have to update UV first. So let's copy paste that particular code from UV website where it showed the. So I think we have to set the UV environment first. So we have an official documentation here which shows some steps to be followed to set up UV. So just copy the code from the official website and run these on the command prompt as mentioned here. Just enter. So the first package has been successfully downloaded, and yeah, everything is installed. Now let's go back to the official web page and try to execute the second command in the row. So that's the one, request a specific version by including the URL. So for a specific version, we need to copy it, and then we have the pip install UV, and lastly, we can proceed with the environment here, Python. So here's the next one. I think we might have copied the wrong code. So let's copy the right code here. I'll paste it there. Execute the second code as planned. Downloading. It might take a little time for unboxing. Expansion in progress. There you go. Everything is installed. Now we can get started with setting up the environment for Python and AI agents. Go to the quick start for browser use. Oh, we missed one thing. We need to pip install UV first. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I think we are facing an issue again. Let's go with the Windows version. I think this should work. Yeah, collecting and downloading the metadata. It might take a little while. Once we install UV, then we can continue with WenV, which is a virtual environment for Python and our AI agent. We are not having that in here. Let's go to the browser use official page. So yeah, I guess we are all set. I think we can get started with executing the virtual environment. So let's go to the quick start web page. So copy the code Just type it down there and hit enter. Yeah, that's the one. So we have 3.13. Will it execute? Let's give it a try though. Yeah, it is executing. I think it took a little time. There you go. Now we need to activate the virtual environment. For that, you can see activate with when we scripts activate, right? You just need to copy paste that code. Don't forget the dot. It's not copying, don't worry. We can just manually type it down if it doesn't copy. Or you can also go to the web page actually. It is also mentioned in the steps. You can just copy it from the web page and paste it here. Or you can choose to type it down. Yep. So we have successfully in the virtual environment. So you can see the username is present inside the brackets. So that means you are in the virtual environment. Now you can proceed with the further steps of setting up the environment before you build an AI agent. Now we are back on the browser use. So here that was the step that we need to take. Now copy the browser use code which is mentioned here to download the dependencies. Enter. So packages are getting prepared to unbox. I think shortly the download will be finished for browser use. There you go. We're good to go. Now let's proceed with the next command. So the next command is about installing Playwright. Just copy the code and the next part will be about creating your AI agent. So Playwright is the last dependency that you need to install. Again, it might take a little while. Let's wait. There you go. Playwright has been successfully installed. Now, the last and final step is getting started with building the AI agent. Now, talking about the AI agents, you can go to browser use and go to some examples from their repository, or you can choose to copy this code from browser use official documentation and customize your AI agent. So here, if we go back to browser use repository, go to examples, here you already have a lot of examples or AI agents built by browser use. So you can click into use cases and you will find a lot of them. So identifying captcha, shopping, or checking out Wikipedia pages for information, scrolling and searching, using the search bar to search for a specific keyword, right? All of those are readily available in browse use website or repository. You can give it a try and learn things from that. So you can do this by cloning the repository. For that, just click on the code and here copy this code extension and run it on your window. It is running in virtual environment, so it can be cloned by using git space clone space the command. Okay, git is not recognized as an internal or external command. I think we are supposed to install git as well. For that, let's try to open a new command prompt and try to install git in that. So there you go. We have a complete detailed procedure to install and run git in the Windows operating system. So these are the steps to be followed. Let's go to Git official website and download Git first. So I'll go with the 64-bit version for my system. Yeah, let's download it. So basic installation procedures following the default steps. There you go, finish. Now go to a new Windows command prompt and check for the version. Okay, it's not still recognized because I think we might have to set up the environment variables for this. Unlike Python, Git doesn't provide an automatic path. So you can do that by selecting the environment variables. Not for the account. Yeah, not for the account. We might have to go for the system variables here. Let's go back. Yeah, system variables. Create new. You can add the variable name as okay. Let's cross check one last time. Cancel. Yeah, you had to go into system variables and create new, paste the path from git, right? So for that, we might want to go into the program folders and then Git folder and CMD. That's the location. I'll just name it as Git, and this is the file path. Let's use the lowest case. Okay. Okay. Done. Now let's close the earlier command prompt, and yeah, it's not working. So let's close and restart the command prompt as provided here. Verify, close and reopen your command prompt or PowerShell. Okay. Let me start a new command prompt. This is a virtual environment. Let's not mess with it. So git hyphen hyphen version. So we have successfully installed Git, and now let's try to clone the repository in the virtual environment. I think we might have to restart yes, there is a requirement where you have to restart the virtual environment as well. Not a big problem. Let's try to do that. So before we restart the virtual environment, let's open a new command prompt and try to clone it there and then replicate the same on the virtual environment. So this is the new command prompt. Let's copy the code and we will use the git clone keyword. So it is getting cloned. So it's working. So now we can retry this on the virtual environment. So I'll close the entire command prompts. So there you go. In the virtual environment, the file already exists. So we have successfully cloned that file. Now we will go back to desktop and create a new folder, empty folder, and rename it as AI agent, right? So far we have used and set up all the environments required by browser use. Now to create our AI agent, we also need an interface. For that, browser use I have already provided a web user interface, web UI. That's the second link, right? So we will be downloading and installing that into this particular file. So let's start the command prompt again and go back to desktop. So you need to just provide cd desktop. So this will change the directory to desktop. And here on the desktop, provide the location of AI agent. So I have used an underscore AI underscore agent. You will be inside this folder now. Yes, there you go. Now you will need to execute some commands where you will install web UI or browser UI into this folder. Go to the home page, browser use web UI. This is the link, GitHub link. And here, the same procedure, you will be provided with step-by-step guidance to install web UI, and you'll be ready as soon as you do it. So we'll be cloning it. So we've already installed git clone. So git clone space code run to clone all the repository into this AI agent folder. There you go, it's done. For cross verification, you can open the web UI folder in desktop and you'll have all the dependencies. Now let's continue with the next steps. So in the next step, we will change directory to the web UI folder. We'll be inside the web UI folder now. There you go. So whatever the next steps that we will be executing will be inside the web UI folder. So they say we have to enter into the virtual environment again. So UV. So I think they recommend having UV. So we have already installed UV. But anyways, for safer side, let's try to execute this command prompt. So we have two options, Mac, Linux, Windows. So we'll go with Windows. Select the code, paste it here, run. It should take a couple of moments. So as a second procedure, let's copy the second code segment as well. And let's go back to the command prompt and see what's the status. And there you can see already everything has been installed. Let's also do the second step as well. So we've pasted the second code segment and it's unpacking. So let's paste the third snippet, which is about creating the virtual environment. So for that, we will be installing UV as we have done previously. Yeah, so let's go back to the web UI interface and copy the steps provided here. So we will be creating a virtual environment using this particular code snippet, which is UV when we Python 3. erase the previous code, enter, and we will be shortly inside the virtual environment. Let's activate when we. So if you're going through Windows, you just have to select scripts. And if you're using Linux and Mac OS, there's a different statement. So we'll be using with scripts. There you go. We are inside a virtual environment, and here the username is WebUI, right? So according to the next steps, we need to install some dependencies. For that, we need to use uvpip install our requirements.txt. Just copy paste the code. There you go. The dependencies are getting downloaded. It might take a little while. There you go. The dependencies might get downloaded and unpacked shortly. Just give it a little time. I guess it's done. Now, let's go with the next procedure where we will have to install Playwright once again. Go back to the GitHub page. So the code has been copied to install Playwright. And next we will have Docker. I think we'll go with local setup, right? So if you are transferring the AI agent to a different user and making the agent public, then you can go with the Docker application. But if you're creating an AI agent for yourself and your purpose only, then you can go with the local setup, where you can go with the local setup and it will be active only in your PC in local environment. So this will be your port. Playwright has been successfully installed, I guess. So here you are creating a user interface for yourself, and once you execute this command, the command prompt will give you an IP address. So it will be in the form of local host, and you just have to copy paste that particular URL in your browser. Just wait for a little while it gives you the URL. There you go. You can see running local on URL. So you need to copy this URL http://127.00.1 double quotes 7788 as your port number. Copy that and enter on any of your local browsers. So I'll open a new window over the browser and I'll paste it over here. There you go. Now you can see WebUI is successfully running with an interface for your agent. Now your agent is not completely done yet. You can see you have some maximum run steps and maximum actions per step. If you're providing a command, it runs a certain number of steps, right? You can customize, you can either increase or decrease, right? Those are a few things you can choose to customize. So I'll take the maximum actions per second to 15. Now you can see the LLM settings is the most important part. By default, we have OpenAI here. So I'd like to go with Google, and inside that we have the Model 2.0 Flash. And now we need something called as an API key, which can be created. So you just have to go to Google Studio for that. Let's open a new tab, Google Studio. Select the first link. You might have to sign in here. So don't worry about the pricing. This is open source, free of cost. Let's quickly sign in. So now I've successfully signed in. So here you can just create get API key. So you're using Google AI Studio here. So we'll try Gemini and get API key. You can close this prompt here and accept all the terms and conditions. Now just click on get API, scroll down, create API, and now you will have your API created successfully. Let me remind you, this API will be only for your personal use, so don't share it with anyone. Just copy your API key, and you can see even the window says don't share with anyone. So copy the API key and go back to your browser and paste the API key right there. I can choose to run your agent. Here you can type down your steps to follow for your agent. So let me type in, go to google.com and search for simplilearn.com or Simplilearn website. So if you go to the command prompt here, you can see step-by-step execution. So it has started a new window for Google browser, and you can see it is in signed out mode clearly. It's accessing the search prompt, and I'm not typing anything. It's doing everything by itself. Simplilearn.com. Okay. It's selecting the enter button or search button by itself. There you go. It has identified the search results. And now it should identify the page as well, which I think it is already in progress. Yeah, it has already started the Simplilearn's homepage. There you go. And you can also find a course that you are looking for as well. Great. Now let's take a step further. Let's stop this application here and let's try to, take a step further and try to provide an email address and even the login credentials and ask the AI agent to use that particular credential, login, and send out an email. Since we have already seen this particular step has been executed in signed out mode, right? So let us provide a command for our AI agent with the credentials in such a way that it can open a new window and can log into the Google Gmail account and send out an email, right? Let's try that. So I'll erase the previous prompt, go to google.com, enter step 2, login to Gmail, and let's provide the email address along with the password. Now let's compose an email to, let's also provide a random email address here as well. Subject will be enrolled to AI and ML program. Let's try to run the agent now. I see it has opened a new window, but okay, let's check if it selects the sign in option. Yeah, it is selecting the sign in option. It has recognized it. Okay, it opened the sign in page as well. It is trying to type in. If I'm not wrong, due to some or the other security restrictions, it should not be able to perform it. But still, I can see the cursor highlighting in the window. Let's not lose hope. Let's see what it can do. No, it stopped automatically. So that means it does have some limitations, but it's anyways good. So far, it's so good. So in case if you wanted to, kind of book some credentials or book some items on the online website or search for the best items with low cost, some pre-verified commands which are not security concerned, then so far so good. This particular agent is very good for you. And if you are taking a step beyond where it's ethically not logical to perform, then the agent is choosing to withdraw itself from that command. And with that, we have come to an end of this session on AI agents tutorial and how to build an AI agent for yourself. If you have any queries regarding any of the topics covered in this session, or if you require any of the resources that are being used in this session, like the PowerPoint presentation, code repositories, or any other documentations, then please feel free to let us know in the comment section below, and our team of experts will be happy to resolve all your queries at the earliest. Until next time, thank you for watching and stay tuned for more from Simplilearn.
Subscribe to the Simplilearn YouTube channel and click here to watch similar videos. To nerd up and get certified, click here.